wait, that takes a screenshot too. Hey, kids. So yeah, this, it's not. You'll notice it's not Minecraft. The server's down, and I kind of wanted to do something with Wreckfest anyway, and I've been looking for an excuse for it. Now, yeah, the game's been out on Steam for a long time. I bought it 2 weeks ago. And all I can really say is that it's far too much fun. It really, really is. I've been playing around with it. I'm just going to mess around here. Mostly got something to talk to. And for some reason, it takes the camera forever to decide to put you into reverse view. And if you've ever actually watched Demolition Derby, you don't crash into things with the front end of your vehicle. Typically because hitting things with, the front end of your vehicle has all the worky bits. And crashing into things with it tends to drastically reduce the lifespan of your car. Granted, crashing into an ass end first doesn't do much favors for it either. But, it's the best $30 I spent lately. One niggling problem I have is whenever I get done crashing here, I like the deformation physics on the frame. I like the fact that you lose a few body parts, your hood, your grill, you lose a door. I don't think I've lost a trunk yet, because the back end of the vehicle seems to deform in a way it kind of shouldn't. But that, the game's still not done yet, so that's kind of be expected of few things. I have to admit, I absolutely and totally and completely love the sheer amount of shrapnel the game puts on the ground and then leaves there. It's awesome. There's just junk everywhere, and it runs so smooth. Like, it runs awesomely. I don't get it. How does a game run this nice with so much junk? Granted, it does kind of crank out when it can't decide what it wants me to do with my car, but, wha-bam! Just the sheer amount of junk. I played a few of the actual races, and once you start throwing, 200-300 tires on the track, you don't notice, until you fly through them, you can't see anything. Oh, still getting the hang of driving in reverse. Bam! I've always actually really liked racing games, and this isn't going to be just about Wreckfest. See, I used to play a fair bit of racing games. I've never been a big fan. I missed that guy completely. Of a lot of the more traditional type racing games where it's nice flashy cars and bam. Like Forza or the Need for Speeds. Because frankly, they lack this. The simple balls out fun value that is destroying things. I played a few of them. It's like, oh look, my car is smoking. Okay, that means what? That means your car. Nope. Still out of. Yeah. I tend to view the brake button in the same way I view any beer under 6%, in that it's typically for children and the elderly. Which is another reason why I suck ass at racing games. But you play some of the other ones, and it's all flashy in form, and you're doing hundreds of miles an hour and on beautiful things. And frankly, my favorite racing game. Well, if I can classify it as a racing game, my favorite racing game is Carmageddon. And I've got that too. And once I manage to completely bung up my vehicle, we'll get to it. So I made ooh, that's not good. And yeah, I landed it. So I might speed up the parts here until I completely ruin my car. And then I'll show you a couple of the things that I do, hope they kind of resolve when the game is in a more finished state. So we're just going to completely ruin my car here, and I will be back talking again shortly. Hopefully I will do something really cool that looks awesome. Okay, so hopefully this is actually recording. So we're back here. We're in the demo. And I got to ram into something with the back end of this vehicle to show you what I want to talk about. See, first off, check that door. Was that door not awesome? That door was sweet, wasn't it? I know that in the regular game, things aren't going to be quite as... I'm getting pummeled. Okay, where's my rear camera? Being reviewed. Okay, no rear view camera. Okay, oh, it's crashing into something somewhere else. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, you can get hours of fun out of the demo alone with this game. That's how awesome it is. So, let's come on, hit me! Oh, really? You suck that hard. You can see the deformation physics actually seem a bit better in the demo. Like my vehicle's pretty smushed here. Yeah, hit me! Oh, come on! Come on, hit me. Where are you? How hard can it be to get my car crushed? Thank you. Alright. Now, let's see if I can get the camera to move here. Yeah, the way the frame deforms is really awesome. But one thing I have noticed, let's fix up here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Is that things like the trunk. Going back into something here again. Things like the trunk in specific. That you can see the little line there, right? Yeah, it kind of delineates the trunk as being an actual thing. Like it's a nice little texture, but it needs to fall off. Kind of the way the bumper and everything else does. If I can get under here and squash it a little further. Nope, not happening. The rear end modeling. I think the rear. Have I lost a tire or something? Where's my? No, everything's there. I just can't steer for squat for some reason. Yep, fix her up. Nope, fix. Yeah, the rear end modeling seems to need a little work. If you're looking at the back end of your car so much, the back end of your car needs... Dance! The back end of your car needs to be able to take the... And there we are. And I'm on the ground. And there we are. I finally got my trunk to come off. It went through that. Yeah, I don't think I'd have a drivetrain left after that. Yeah, things like that need to happen in the multi-car version. Because yeah, if you're going to stare at the ass end of your car the whole time, the ass end of your car needs to, the ass end needs to really step up the game. Let's hit something else. That guy's completely buggered. The back end of your car needs to reflect the damage you take. They're doing, like, the front end damage is freaking awesome. Whoops. And let's land. There we are. Cool. Yeah. The back end kind of deforms like Play-Doh. It's been kind of odd. They put so much work into the one end of the vehicle, and then, like, really not much on the other. See if I can get this wreck in there. And hopefully they manage to do that. Yep, we're not getting this car in there like that. Hopefully they manage to do it before the game is actually released. Because I want to play the living tar out of this game. With all the, awesome driving skills I've shown here. Grind. And we're through. I can still drive this. Yeah, I'm missing a speaker. I didn't even notice that. That's actually way more detailed than I thought. And I'm missing the... Am I missing the lid off the glove box? Wow, that's actually really cool. We're on the topic of racing games. Yeah, I play stuff like this because I just find it more challenging. Like, it's one thing to sit there and play Forza or something like that and Wow, it kicked me right backwards. Okay, stop. You play Forza or Need for Speed. Nope, I'm not going anywhere. What did I lose this time? I have the free camera, but I don't know how to turn it yet. Yeah, it's one thing to play games with the flashy cars just to win races. It's another to try to play more of an endurance match with something. Because you can always figure out what buttons you need to hit to make sure you drift, to make sure you turn, all that kind of stuff. It's another to make sure your vehicle survives the race. Which is something I think is kind of missing on your AAA titles. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen a lot of more. Wow. Hello, physics. So, like I was saying, my favorite racing game ever, Carmageddon. And you have no idea how happy I am that this is coming back, because when it comes to racing games, Carmageddon was the first one that I played with any real desire to actually win, race. All the rest of them were frankly kind of dull. It's like, oh, your car flipped over. Oh, you're kind of on fire. Well, you've taken some damage, but your car didn't notice. Playing Carmageddon, Carmageddon 2, watching parts fly off of a car, watching things fly around, the damage you can actually track on your vehicle. Wow, my vehicle's getting pretty smashed up. Was always just way more fun. I think I wrapped Carmageddon once, and then Carmageddon 2 came out shortly after. I wrapped it 2 or 3 times. Got most of the cars. The giant dump truck is it's my favorite for sheer size and destruction value, but you can't race with it. Not only is it slow, it is a lot weaker than I thought it was. I tended to wind up using the black semi, a great big it was a Peterbilt or something like that. Great big long nose truck design. And sitting here watching this load is boring as snot, because City of Lost Giblets is a huge map, so I'm going to be back here when we're ready to actually do something. Okay, I think something's happening. My game's froze. There we are. Hey, you! Now, of course, I'm playing with something that is not the stock car, because the stock car, you can win the race. You are not having all the fun of crushing things with it. Speaking of crushing things, come here, you. Wow! That was sweet. Did I crush you? I crushed him. That was the quickest I ever squashed anything in this game. I think I missed a checkpoint. Oh, hey, how's it going? So yeah, Carmageddon. Look, already you can see, I haven't really damaged my vehicle, but the vehicle registers as having some damage. Which, when it comes to racing games, I really, really like. Another thing I really liked was having alternate win conditions, which in case of race a game was being able to, crush all your opponents. And in a game like Carmageddon, that was, you're playing what is essentially Death Race 2000, the video game. So, being able to stop all your opponents should guarantee you a win condition. And, wham! Where the hell did that guy come from? Are you still alive or are you dead? Hood surfing. Scrunch. Now, I think what Carmageddon did for collision physics was awesome. Crunch. And the sheer comic value that went along with it. Like, you could play other games. Like, I never played a lot of Twisted Metal. I played Interstate 76, which was fun. Although, granted, it got kind of dull. You just, it's watching me shoot you from a million miles away. Did you die already? Thank you. And there were a few ways that the game itself was actually pretty broken with some of the weapon loadouts. This is a lot more of a challenge. Trying to build up enough money to buy some of the cooler cars. Because, your little Eagle 1 there is not built for this kind of abuse. Like if I was playing Eagle 1 right now, I'd have had to repair completely from scratch probably once or twice. Yeah, look at that smoke cloud. I'm running into somebody here. Alright. Yeah. Or I'd, like to save up for stuff like that kick and caddy there, which was probably one of the most well-rounded cars in the game, now that I think about it. It was fast. It was doing legless. I wonder what that means. It was fast. It was strong. It looked awesome. And probably usually one of the first ones I bought. Vlad's Dragster is a complete piece of junk. Screwies was good, but not a little top heavy, and not not as strong as I. Whoop! Oh, yeah, that's how you activate the mini-map. Really wasn't as strong as it should have been. The plow, if you had to win a race, yeah, you weren't taking this thing anywhere. This exists for one person, one reason, and that's simply because it has significantly more mass and strength than pretty much anything else. Until you got to the Peterbilt, which I remember being really expensive, and crunch was really expensive, but was good in that it had the ability. Wait, Fatso. It had the ability to push smaller opponents out of the way. Had the speed to actually compete in a race, and my opponents have decided to. Thought you were getting away, weren't you? Crunch. Had the speed to actually win a race, the power to push opponents out of the way, and the ability to survive hits. And I think once I got that, it was kind of the only thing I played. It kind of topped out. I know in one of the packs you got to actually use the trailer, which was rough because it swung around a lot. Squish, squish, splat. I have missed something here, haven't I? I have missed a checkpoint. But frankly, just the fact that you had something to do other than just race. How did I miss that? Now I'm going to finish this race, probably just by crushing everyone else because shut up. Right now, you can't lose the race. It's got laps and stuff, but the actual racing mode itself has been disabled. And when this finally does come out, and landed it. When it actually does come out, I'll have to completely relearn how to not suck at this. So I'll see you again once I've got everything squashed. So hope you weren't too bored by that. There's one more game I'd really love to play to show you that I actually do enjoy games that really race. And that would be Test Drive Eve Destruction, which someone stole from me a long time ago. And was, I think, after Mercenaries and Mercenaries 2. Well, anyway, it was one of the favorite games I had for my first Xbox, and I wrapped it 3 or 4 times. I think the commentary was great. I love the fact that your car took permanent damage, and you got money for crashing into things. Plus, it had demolition derbies, so it was friggin' awesome. But other than that, this short little insight into this personal psychosis of mine that requires me to crush things was brought to you by the server being down. And maybe if I have a reason to, I might do another one of these kind of things on role-playing games. I did play a lot of RPGs, like things like Fable, Kingdoms of Amalur, some of the slightly more cartoony versions, and maybe a couple others depending on what I can think of, just as a way to kind of prove that I play something other than Minecraft all the time. Well, granted, I do play a ton of Minecraft. But I'm going to let you go. I'll talk to you again in the future. Hopefully the server's back up and I can waste my day doing something markedly less productive than talking to myself here.